All right, by now you should have picked up your project.
Yep.
You rolled a die.
Yep.
Your project. Go around that way. There were project numbers that correspond with the number you rolled on your die.
Yep.
If you rolled a 1, you have creating graphs and charts. If you rolled a 2, you have the fraction booklet. 3, grocery shopping. 4, $1 million project. 5, dream vacation. And 6, design a zoo. So you should have your project. And the first thing you're going to do, after I'm done giving full directions, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to read your project so you have an idea of what it is before you start whining that it's too hard. Then you're going to figure out. Elijah, you with me?
Yeah.
Then we're going to write down. You're going to write down on your paper what materials you need, what your plan is that you're going to do to make this project successful. How are you going to evaluate it to make sure that you have quality work? If you turn in work that looks like you were writing it while you were riding a horse, I'm probably going to throw that project away, and you're going to have to start with that project from the beginning. So figure out a way to verify with yourself that your project is quality work. And then I want your parents to look at it every once in a while. Look, Mom, this is what I'm doing. These are what the directions are. Are you listening to me, Ava? Or are you whining about how big your packet is? Oh, you were. You were. I know. Thank you. Okay, now many questions arose, and let me answer those questions before you ask them. Or answer some of them before you ask them. Question 1. When are these due? That is an excellent question. There is not a single due date on any project. However, weekly, or maybe even twice a week, I will call everybody working on Project 1, come back and I'll look at your progress. And that'll be a day where you get a grade in the grade book. Let me answer all questions before you ask them first, okay? So I'm not going to say there's any due date. Some projects will take longer than others. And that's fine. What I want is quality work for every project. Quality work for every project. So take your time, think before you work. Make sure your work is correct. Make sure it's neat, nice, awesome sauce, all that fun stuff. So there's no real due date. The work needs to be quality. When it's finished, you'll present it to me. You'll be like, hey, my name's not Kimberly. Here's my project. I had project number 1, creating graphs and charts. This is how I did it. These are my outcomes. This is how I'm displaying my outcomes. Blah, 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 blah. Following all the directions. And then I'll go, no, 63, or, yep, 105. Depending on how quality the project is. Now, while there will be cutting and gluing and stuff like that on some of the projects, we need to make sure at the end of class the classroom is clean. I don't want the floor a mess. I don't want inside the desks a mess. I don't want the tables a mess. Some of the supplies you will need will be found on the tables. Kristen, you had a question. Or did I answer it?
Nope.
Okay, what is your question?
Can you do it on Halloween?
What?
Can you do it on Halloween?
Well, Halloween's in October,
I know.
so you won't be in my class in October.
But you
I
said
can
there's
visit your
no.
class.
How do you know?
Huh?
I can visit your class.
Yes. But you have to have all 6 done by Halloween.
Uh-huh.
Okay, good. Not Kimberly.
Before Halloween.
Well, we'll talk. After you present one to me, we'll talk. What'll probably happen is after you present it to me, you'll take the die, you'll roll it, and see which project you get next.
What if you get the same
If you get the same one, let's use some Thomas Paine. Let's use some Thomas Paine. Yes. If you get the same one, obviously
Roll again.
you won't do the same one. You'll roll again until you get a different one.
What if you keep eating the same one?
You won't.
Until you get a different.
Probability is that you'll get a different number 5 out of 6 times. Reagan, you can present the project in whatever fashion you want to do it. All the information is in the packet, is on the paper. Whatever you need is there. Whatever you need to know is there. If you come up to me and say, does this say I have to have a rocket to the moon? I'm going to say, well, what does it say? Build a rocket to the moon. Do what it says. Well, can I do it this way? If it doesn't say you can't, then you can. So there's going to be very little guidance from Mr. McMurdo. Mr. McMurdo is going to say, well, if it says you have to, then you have to. If it doesn't say you have to, then you don't have to. If it doesn't say it and you want to, then you can. Victoria.
Do we have to present to the whole class?
No. You'll present to me.
But
Yeah,
can we
you said
present
that.
to the whole
I
class?
may allow you to present to the whole class.
Can we have a partner?
No, you each rolled an individual number. You're each doing your own individual assignment. However,
What if your partner does like the same one as you?
we're not doing a partner. I just said that.
But it says you can have one or two people. But it says you
Yeah, but I said, and I overrule everything.
No, you
said wow.
However, if 2 of you are working on the same thing, you may say, hey, how are you planning on doing this part? And they may say, hey, I'm not going to tell you. And you may say, well, hey, I'll give you $47,000. And then they may say, make it 48 and I'll go ahead and tell you. And then you'll say, I only have 10 cents. And they'll say, okay, 10 cents is enough. And then you guys can talk about it. But you're doing, each project is done individually. Excellent question, Tatum. Tatum just asked me, well, what happens if I just don't do my project? What if I'm a lazy hiney and I don't do my project? Well, the answer to that question, Tatum, is simply this. If you're not working on it, you're not showing some progress as I walk around, you're getting zeros on the weekly progress check, then you'll just start doing pages out of the book, worksheets on something that's just, hey, here's 57 problems on adding fractions with unlike denominators. Here's 73 multiplication problems. I'll just start throwing busy work at you if you don't want to do quality work and stay on task. Any other questions before? Oh, one other thing. For those of you that listened on Friday, I mentioned that grocery ads will be needed for one of the projects. Some people, including myself, have brought grocery ads, and they're over here on this desk. Now that probably won't be enough grocery ads. So if you could speak kindly to your family, your Aunt Gertrude, your mom, your dad, Uncle Billy, your cousin from Fargo, North Dakota. Ask them for grocery store ads. Then that would be good, and we can keep them stacked over there. If there are other supplies that I can provide you, ask and I'll see what I can do. I will see what I can do.
Will you? No.
Some people may finish 4 projects. Some people may only finish 2 or 3. As long as you're working and giving me quality work, you're golden. So don't panic that 3 people have already turned in their first project and you've only done part of your first project. As long as you're giving me quality, we're good. Victoria.
I wasn't here Friday, so I didn't know what you said Friday.
Good. I'm just saying it all right now, too.
Okay.
The paper that we did about with the graphs, the thermometers, we'll be doing one of those or 2 of those a week, probably, just so I can help prepare you for the science test. There are green, not red. Don't write down red. I said green. There are green task cards throughout the premises, some inside, some outside. There are 10 questions. About every week, I'll post 10 more questions up on the wall of different colors, just because we want it to be beautiful.
Rainbow!
Logan, you had a question?
What about like the people who don't have as much like people in their group?
You're not working in a group. You're working by yourself.
Yes.
Boom!
What?
Victoria.
Are they actually going to be outside?
There are some in the hallway, yes. No, in the hallway. In the hallway.
Oh, yeah.
Any last questions? Going once, going twice, 3 times. Boom! Shakalaka. Peace out. God bless. Love ya. Do something kind. Subscribe to this channel and subscribe to my friend on YouTube, Robots from Neptune. Love y'all.